There's a lot of hype right now about OpenAI's operator. If you haven't heard of it before, it effectively uses something similar to ChatGPT, but instead of processing things in the background to answer your prompt, it does it visually. It opens up an embedded browser, clicks through the internet, and figures everything out to solve whatever your prompt was. So I thought what would be pretty interesting is, can Operator create an entire data pipeline using Airbyte Cloud? In this instance, what I want to do is I want to get COVID-19 cases from a website, API Ninjas, that I know has an API endpoint that provides that information, and push them to a destination such as Google Sheets. That could also be a database like Postgres or a Lakehouse. It doesn't really matter. It's the intent that we have a source and a destination and syncing them across, which creates that data pipeline. Now, if you've used Airbyte Cloud before, you also know that we have a tool called AI Assistant that you effectively provide a documentation URL to an API endpoint, and our AI agent figures it out on the back end on how to create a source or a destination. I want to make it a little harder for Operator and see if you can build everything himself using our low code and no code connector builder. So here's my prompt. Let's kick it off and see how we go. So you see the first thing that happens, it actually visually goes and searches the internet to find out information about solving my prompt. In this instance, Airbyte Cloud is the first part. So it's come to our website to figure out everything that it needs to know. You'll see it's already clicked on Try Airbyte Cloud. In another instance, I've logged into my environment, my workspace, so it's going to log me directly inside there. If I hadn't logged in before, it would prompt you to create a new account. Once I'm logged in, the thing I would expect is I need to create a source for that API Ninjas, and then I need to create a destination for Google Sheets and tie it all together with a connection. So already it's gone into sources. It's going to try and find a source for API Ninjas, I assume. Now we provide hundreds of connectors in our marketplace, but we don't actually have one for API Ninjas. I knew that, that's why I selected this one. So what it's going to need to do is use our connector builder to go and create it itself. It's already navigated to the builder, created new custom builder, and it's going to go and start from scratch. I don't want it to use AI Assistant, so hopefully it should skip this step and start manually. Yep, it's done that. It's learnt my prompt, it's continuing to build. Now the next thing, this area, every source or destination needs an API URL. I haven't provided any information in the prompt on how to do it, so it needs to go figure out how to do that itself by navigating the internet. This looks like the right documentation site and information. It's found that. It should be able to create the base URL. Doesn't quite look like the base URL for me, but I think it'll figure it out in the end. It already knows that it needs an API key that is required, and where to put it inside the header. So far so good. This is all looking pretty impressive. Looks like right now it's trying to figure out where to get the API key from. Very often when this happens, it'll either prompt me for sensitive information, or it will ask me to log in to another environment and figure it out itself. So you'll notice on the next side, it's asking about how to get that information. So I'm going to provide the API key I already have. Don't worry, this is revoked at the end of the session, but I'll enter it into the chat and it should have everything that it needs to continue the prompting. It's going to take that sensitive key that I provided as context, put it straight inside here. And at that point, the configuration looks right, although I still think the API base URL is wrong. Let's see if it figures it out. So you notice here it's duplicating the V1 code. Let's see if it figures that out. Expect there'll be an error. Yep, as expected, endpoint's not found. Let's see if it can figure out what the error is. Nice try, operator, but nope, we do require a URL path, so you'll have to figure it out a different way. Looks like it needs a little bit more help. Oh, it's noticed the error. It's fascinating to watch how these AI agents learn. Very often in the background they learn and you don't see what they're doing, but with Operator you can see how it figures out and tries certain things and keeps trying again and again until it works it out. It's gone back, check the docs, needs V1, should update our stream for us. It's jumped straight in and seen that it needs query parameters, I know that it needs that. It still needs the URL path. Let's see if it still figures it out. URL path is looking close. It's not how I would create it myself, but operator is learning. So it's not the right way I probably would have created these things, but it does actually work. So at this point, everything looks like it's working. It's gone and run a few different scenarios here. I cut these short a little bit. One of the things that it was missing was the field path and cases. And if you notice here on the left-hand side, it realizes that it needs to make a change, or a change that will create potentially a downstream effect or something sensitive. I haven't figured out exactly when it prompts you to take control and give permission, but in this instance, it's going to proceed to publish my connection, and it wants me to give it permission to do that. Okay, I've given it permission. It's taken back control. It's going to go create the connector, give it a nice name. And once that is there and available, I'll be able to use it in my connection. So we have our source created. It's time to create a connection and then finally a destination. You'll see that here it's looking for a source. Under custom, I see that COVID-19 data that it just created. All it needs to do is provide the API key. We've already configured the stream already. And in a short amount of time, once the test completes, it's all successful. We can continue going. Next thing we need is the destination. Now I was using Google Sheets. I know that we have our Google Sheets connector. It should find it quite happily inside the marketplace. Yes, there it is. Now it needs to configure Google Sheets. Now the Google Sheets connector is very, very simple. It just requires you to sign in with your Google account and provide a spreadsheet link. So in this instance, it's going to ask me for some sensitive information again, such as my Google account. So it will prompt me to take control of the session again, just to allow me to do it. So I'm just going to say use Quinton Wall. It's fine. At this point, operator knows that it's allowed to do something. We'll continue with the process. Yes, continue. We'll click continue on my behalf. Allow me to add access. Yes, you're allowed to have access. And that's all that should be required for authentication. At that point, what's really needed is to create the spreadsheet. You'll see now that I'm authenticated successfully. What's required is a spreadsheet link. I don't actually have the spreadsheet created, so operator is actually going to go and create that spreadsheet for me. It's logged into my account. It's going to create a new spreadsheet. Now on my prompt, I called it something like COVID data. That all looks good. All that's needed now in my destination is that spreadsheet link. Connects it. Let's add it back into the destination and we should be pretty set to go. It's impressive so far that I just gave it a prompt. It had to figure out everything on how to go through and create all of this for us. It's prompting me again, finalize the setup. Yes, this all looks good. Just with that bit of prompt, it's figured out how to navigate through Airbyte's UI, how to figure out the API endpoint that I provided. I gave it no context beforehand and it's figured it out. Made a few errors along the way, but it's learning as it goes. Last thing it needs to do is test the destination, select the streams that I want to sync, and then perform the actual sync after it sets up whatever refresh schedule I decide. Connection's passed. This looks great. All we need to do now is connect the stream that we provided earlier, and we're almost home. Now, all it's doing is fetching the schema of the source, so that COVID data from API Ninjas. Once it has that information, it's already selected the stream that's created, and it's going to go and choose the sync frequency. So we're going to use 24 hours, just the default. That all looks good to me. It's given it a good meaningful name, COVID-19 data to Google Sheets. Easy for me to remember. And now that that's all configured, again, it's prompting me to make sure that it is allowed to do what I say. Yes, continue. Now that I've given it permission, it's going to go and actually try and sync that data for me. Sync starts. And now it's syncing the data. It just takes 30 seconds to a minute or so to send that data through. And at that point, it's gone and synced the data for me, which is pretty impressive. I really did very little to nothing. I just answered yes a few times. Operator figured everything out for me. And the great thing is now that once I have that created, what I can do is I can go and create save task and save it in my operator for next time I want to do something here. So it's gone and created a nice little information for me. I'm going to say this comes from Airbyte. Save it, and close. Now if I start a new operator, you see I have these prompts already saved. So operator learns, it gets better, quicker. So that's it, pretty amazing on what you can do with operator to create an end-to-end data pipeline on Airbyte Cloud. If you want to learn more, make sure you go to airbyte.io, sign up for a free account and try it out for yourself. We'll see you on the next one.